All right. So in terms of the PLL, there are obviously guys who I like and guys who I don't like. Guys who I think I should get more playing time. Guys who I was surprised who were in it. I guess no one probably gives a shit about my opinion, and I don't really blame them. But I'm gonna fucking tell them to you anyway. We're gonna start bottom to top of league standings. We're gonna start with the Cannons. We're gonna the go through the roster and just kind of give like a quick little like wow I can't believe that's happening or like wow that guy needs to fucking figure it out. Lyle Thompson I expected him to be great, and he has done nothing but fulfill my expectations. So pretty easy one on that one. 16 goals in 23 games. He's shooting 36%, which is pretty solid. Ryan Drenner, also a good year, but Steven Rafis has been absolutely electric. 9 goals, 9 assists off 19 shots. That's not a lot of shots, especially for a young guy. With only 9 turnovers, it's not too bad. So I like him as a rookie coming in. Andrew Q was playing for a little bit. I don't really know exactly what happened to him, but he's been pretty quiet. And then guys came in the last weekend like Shane Jackson and Brendan Sunday, who just showed that they've got depth there. Guys can come in and do a good job. Midfield wise, Paul Rabel, I expected him to have a big comeback. He has had a big comeback. He's got 20 points this season. But after that, it's pretty disappointing. Connor Buszczyk, not too much. Tyson Bell, not too much. Drummer Class, not too much. I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of Drummer Class. Defensive midfield wise, I really like Zach Goodrich. Sam Duggan also has some pretty good stats out there. But then defensively wise, I have really liked Jake Pulver. I've really liked, obviously, who hasn't really liked Brody Merrill. Holden Garland has been pretty decent as well. Face-off wise, they need to figure it out. Kevin Reisman came over for a recent trade. I like the fact that they were going out and at least trying to figure it out because who they've been going with recently has just not been the move. Goaltender wise, Nick Morocco has been fucking solid, let me tell you. 52%, not too bad. Not like super crazy either though, but he was to me honestly, it might go like Blaze, Troutner, Earnhardt, Gittleman, him if you're looking at it that way. Overall, I think that the midfield definitely needs a little bit of depth to it, but I think their attack is solid. I think their defense looks pretty good. They need to hope maybe Reisman at least I mean fuck man, get like close to 50%. That's all you're really looking for out of him. And then Morocco at 54%, I can dig it. I can dig it. Chaos. We'll start with the easy one first. Blaze Reardon 60% save percentage. There's not much to fucking see there. LSM wise, Troy Ray has been doing pretty solid. Ian McKay comes out every so often. CJ Costabile comes out every so often. I mean, Ian McKay had one sick week where he just had a shit ton of fucking points. Troy Ray is definitely like the guy who's out there doing the best like defensive stuff, especially off of faceoffs. CJ Costabile had a pretty good game. He had a 2-pointer the other week off of a really great transition. Face-off wise, they kind of have to figure it out. Adler's at 43%, not the worst in the league, because there's a guy below him with an even worse one, but not the greatest either. They've definitely still had struggles ever since TK in 2019 had that good season. Defensively, Newman, Rowlett, Surdick, all with solid solid statistics. No one's really above and beyond anyone else, so good overall consistency there from everybody. Rowlett definitely being the best of all of them, but Jaron Newman just a fucking super athletic guy, and Surdick joining back there I think has been a real good round out of their roster. Midfield, I expected Dane Smith and Jake Ficaro to be the best ones of this. After that, there's not all too much going on. Kyle Jackson with 4 points, Patrick Resch with 2 points. Nothing else after that. So it's really just that one line right now. But last off season or last postseason, last fucking season in general, goddamn, uh, it was really like a two line, like an American and a Canadian line. Hasn't really been that this season, but not the worst. It is tough to see that Sergio Salcido is not playing, though. That does definitely take away from that midfield depth. Attack, though, it's been like, who do you feel like playing? Westberg hasn't played in a little bit. I'm not sure if he's hurt. I would assume so, though. Josh Byrne has been absolutely killing it, though. A guy who came out of nowhere for me, though, is Chris Cloutier. 6 goals, 6 assists, not too many turnovers, so he's been pretty solid, man. I've really, and UNC guys, so I've been really been happy to see him out there. And then Mac O'Keefe has been pretty solid. Nothing super crazy, but he's definitely in there as a really good. He's honestly got a decent amount of 2 pointers. He got 2 2 pointers on the season, so would like a little bit more out of him after the second half. But if you had to increase anywhere, to me, honestly, it kind of seems like it's your scoring. There's not too many. There's only one guy over 10 1-pointers, and there's only one, two, three. There's only 5 guys with more than 10 points. That'd probably be my spot to upgrade as the year goes on. Chrome, the third to last team. Jackson Merrill has been very good as a rookie coming in. 10 goals. He's kind of had a quiet year, but shooting at 42%. I mean, it's can't complain on that. Good amount of turnovers though, but hey man, you got 10 goals, keep going. Colin Heacock, again another guy with 10 goals. He's actually got a 2-pointer as well. He's shooting pretty fucking high percentage too at 39%. And then after that, a guy who really needs to pick it up, honestly, Justin Gutterding. Jordan Wolf's out for the season. Randy Stoss has not been playing. I honestly thought he was going to play a lot more. Brennan Cav, not really a guy who I expected to see. So you would really just hope to see of anyone pick it up. It's just Justin Gutterding. I don't know what's going on with him. He's shooting 18% right now. Not great. Not great to see. Midfield-wise, they've done pretty decent at being pretty deep. Jordan McIntosh, definitely the guy who's above and beyond with 11 goals. Surprisingly leads the team. I think he had 4 goals last weekend, though. John Ranigan has been doing well as well. Ryan Terefenko, he's a rookie who's come in. Hasn't been stellar, but has been consistent. Ned Crotty, I think, is a guy who definitely needs to pick it up. LSM, I think they have their guy in Joel White. Joel White has just been absolutely static. Defensively, John Modersky, Greg Weil, Michael Manley and Greg Weil I really like. Modernsky hasn't done anything, hasn't disappointed at all either. Face-off wise, Connor Farrell is sitting at about 50%. You would like to see him be a little bit higher, but honestly, if you got 50%, you're just giving your team a chance to win. John Galloway recently has turned it around. He's sitting at a 60%. He was super low in the beginning, but he's been doing pretty well. I honestly wasn't even sure if he was going to come in as the starter. I thought Sean Saccone might have came in as the starter, but Galloway's came in, had a bit of a rocky start. I believe that he started both games below 50%, and ever since then has had pretty solid consistency. Missed one game, but has done nothing but pick up his game. And then rookies, like I said before, it's mostly the Merrill and Terefenko. The JT Gillis Harris is an individual who they drafted pretty high from Duke, a defenseman, close D. He hasn't been playing. I believe that he's coming off of a surgery, so it's tough to see him not play. I was pretty excited to see what he would bring to that defense, but they've been doing solid without him. So I really think it's just the offense that needs to figure it out. Individuals on the offense, that's for sure. Now getting to a team that I'm surprised is only 3-3 are the Archers. They've been having a big dip recently. Grant Ment has been one of the best in the league. There's no doubt about it. Will Manny, Connor Fields, Marcus Holman, all guys on the rest of that. Will Manny definitely being the second best guy, and then Fields and Holman kind of 50-50. Both have 7 goals. So both shooting about the same shot percentage. That whole attack is honestly shooting about just under 30%, but Will Manny shooting at 44% with almost no turnovers. It looks like he's not really dishing out the ball. It looks like he's just putting it in the back of the net because he's got 16 goals on the season. Midfield-wise, Tom Schreiber has turned it around. He started off a little slow, but he gradually throughout the year began to figure it out. With 19 points, he leads the midfielders, and then Ryan Ambler's next best with 8 goals. So those are definitely your top 2 guys in terms of not only scoring, but With Schreiber, he's also a great playmaker from up top. Mazzone, uh, McNamara, God, that's always a tough one for me to say. Other guys who have been playing well, but I Mazzone I would kind of want to see just a little bit more from, but there's so many people sticks to feed. And then Dominic Alexander, defensive midfield. There's only great things to say about him, in my opinion. Scott Ratliff has continued to do well. He's got 6 points as an LSM. I would like to see him get a few more, like cause turnover, to contribute a little bit more defensively. His stats just don't show it on the field. It's a little bit different, but guys like Graham Hosick, Mike McMahon have really been doing their part. Jackson Place I thought would play a little bit more, but it's been Warren Jeffries playing. Defensively, it's just been a little suspect. They haven't really been giving Gittleman everything that he needs. I think that they finally figured out that they just need to play Gittleman as well. And then Stephen Kelly, 47% at faceoff. Not horrible, but not great. I think it's good for what kind of person, guy he is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Rookie-wise, they don't really have too many. Latrell Harris, I believe he's the short stick defensive guy that runs with opposite to Dominic Alexander. He's been pretty decent. Nothing super crazy, though. He's got 3 goals on the season, shooting at 60%. So, hey, man, when he's got the opportunity, he fucking comes in. Next up, we have the Whip Snakes. 4-2 record. Not the greatest, but not the worst either. Their plus minus is pretty tough at a -7, so they're below a couple teams. So I'm surprised they're even in the position that they are. Attack-wise, Zed Williams, 13 goals. Can't really say too much about that. Jay Carlson, 10 goals. Can't really say too much about that. Matt Rambo, I was kind of expecting that he would be a little bit better than he is right now, but it is what it is. Ryan Tierney, rookie guy, I was kind of expecting to see maybe a little bit more, but they decided to put in guys like Simone Mathis and Chris Aslania in instead with Matt Rambo. I believe he's a little hurt recently, so guys like Zed Williams, Jay Carlson, I can't say enough about them that they've just been fucking kicking ass. Midfield-wise, Brad Smith leads the midfielders in points. He's got 10 goals, which is solid. Mike Chanenchuk has been a pretty well all-around player this year. He's got 5 goals, 1 2-pointer, which I thought was going to be a little bit more, but he's got 1 2-pointer and 4 assists. He usually, you see him as the 2-ball king and whatever they called him, but he's been gradually moving into a position where he's more of a distributor, as well as the main goal scorer, but that secondary distributor has kind of been coming out of him a little bit more. John Haas with 10 points as well. So midfield, they've been doing really well. Matt Abbat has been an absolute stud as the short stick D, Jake Bernhardt. You've seen a couple guys like Chris Hogan come in, so they've got I believe they just traded Chris Hogan. I believe he's a Cannon now, I want to say. Oh no, I believe he was a Cannon. Now he's a Whip Snake. So we'll see if he ever gets in. I think he might have played a little bit, but just some short stick defense. LSM wise, Michael Earnhardt, to me, he's the best LSM in the league. Defense, that's all I'm gonna say about him. Defense, Bryce Young, Tim Mueller, and Colin Squires. Squires, a rookie, has been a little suspect, and then they also have Matthew Dunn. So Squires to me has been a little suspect. I think Young and Dunn are the 2 solid guys. I think Tim Mueller isn't suspect, but isn't like a super solid guy. I think that he's adequate to be a starter in the league. I just don't think that he's like your number 1 dude, but there's nothing wrong with that. So, there's not much I can really complain about on the defense. They've got 4 guys who can play lacrosse at a high level. Face-off, Joe Nardella, enough said, 60% on the season. Goalie-wise, Bernlohr, he's actually got a pretty low save percentage at just under 50%. Not too sure why. Let's take a quick look at his stats. He gave up double digits in 4 straight starts against Archers, Chrome, Atlas, Cannons, teams who honestly, you really shouldn't give up too much to. But he has 4 double-digit goals against games, but he only has 3 double-digit saves per game, but one of them was in the 20s, so The tough one that's really hurting him is the Archers. He had 22%. Other than that, he's been well over 50% against all other teams except Archers and Redwoods back to back. Pretty tough looking statistically games there. Rookie wise, Connor Christ, Ryan Tierney are really the only guys getting playing time. Nothing too consistent and nothing too spectacular. Speaking of fucking spectacular rookies, though, moving on to the Atlas at 4-2 because of score differential. I'm surprised. First off, I'm gonna say this: I'm surprised that they're here. But we're gonna start with the rookies, cause Teat, Caraway, and Logan are all guys who are just fucking nuts right now. Teat, 22 points in fucking what 3 games played, 13 goals, fucking shooting 45%. Jake Caraway has been playing the whole season, has 10 goals, 15 points, shooting 41%. Danny Logan is a fucking short stick defensive all-star. So they're drafting this year. I can't say right now it was worth getting rid of everything, but this is the best they've been. I believe this is the most wins they've had in a single season yet. So shout out to them for being like, hey, we're gonna blow up our team with some of the fucking legendary guys and just say, hey, fuck it, we're gonna invest in our team and in our future with some young cats. Goalie wise, Concannon continues to be pretty solid. 50 saves, nothing, not above average, not below average. You're literally at that 1-for-1. Face-off wise, Trevor Baptiste has been super solid, man. 61%. He's been playing really well against some really tough opponents. TD Erlin, for example, is one of them. Joe Nardella, he had a bit of a tough run against, but he's been playing well against some good competition. Craig Chick has been definitely their LSM. That's their go-to guy. He's got great numbers, good amount of ground balls. I believe that he's like tied for third or something like that, or tied for fifth in the PLL. Midfield-wise, pretty deep, I'm going to say. Going as low as Brent Adams to short stick D like Danny Logan to a guy like John Crawley, Romar Dennis, Brian Costabile. All guys with, over 5 points. Casabile's the only one hitting double digits, but it looks pretty it's deeper than most other teams. Although with your attack with Teat, Law, Caraway, Cockerton, Bucaro, all guys who are just fucking killing it right now, especially Teat, Law, and Caraway, all with 10 plus goals. It's tough to give the midfielders some love, but Casabile has been getting that love, fucking whether they want it or not. Water Dogs at 4-3. I feel like they should be below the other two, but who am I to say? Attack-wise, Ryan Brown has been absolutely electric. Here, McArdle as well. Ben Reeves has been playing out there as well. Surprised Michael Sowers hasn't been playing as much as he has, but Brown, you can't take him out. He's been an absolute stud. He's got 16 goals and only 1 assist, but he's been a fucking animal. Kieran McArdle as well has been playing some great lacrosse, and Ben Reeves would be the guy who I would say you could put Michael Sowers in for, but Ben Reeves has done nothing to tell you that he shouldn't be in there, all shooting above 30%. Midfield wise, Connor Kelly is an all-star snub, no doubt. Zach Currier has just been electric. The amount of ground balls he gets, the amount of the way that he I love Zach Currier, man. I should buy his jersey. I love the number 77-2 on him, man. It's nice. Mikey Schlosser, all-star guy who probably should have been Connor Kelly, but get some new faces in there. All 3 of those guys have 9 goals, so extremely well balanced. Their shooting percentages are drastically different, though. Ethan Walker has been doing pretty decent at 8 points, but beyond that, there's not really too many guys. But their top 3 for midfield and attack have all been super, super solid this season. Rylan Reese with an incredible amount of ground balls, really helping out Jake Withers, who has had an above-average season, without a doubt, at 53%. And then defensively wise, Liam Birds, Eli Gobrech, Chris Sabia, all dudes who have been playing pretty well. Burns has definitely been a super solid stud. BJ Grill not getting too much playing time. Kind of surprised by that. Not sure if he's hurt or if they're just comfortable with the other guys over him. Goalie-wise, I kind of was thinking they were going to go with Matt DeLuca. He's a gigantic individual, but Dylan Ward has came in. He's been all right. His overall is a 46%. And he has back to back 60% saves, but in those games, or save percentage, and oh my god, imagine 60 saves. Back to back 60 plus save percentage, but in saves, there's only two that are over double digits, so I don't know. It's not. They're not. They are where they are. So don't change anything. But shit, so it starts going downhill. Honestly, to me, I like Matt DeLuca over Cipriano. But who am I to say? And then the best fucking team in the PLL, the Redwoods at 4-2, the best score differential. Attack doesn't really get much better than Rob Pennell right now. He, to me, is top one, top two guy in the league. Matt Cav has been having pretty good consistency. Ryder Garnsey has been struggling a little bit, but still, when I say struggling a little bit, he still has 7 goals. Ryan Lee has been hurt a little bit, so Ryder's been getting some more time. But either way, those are 4 guys who are doing pretty goddamn well. Midfield, Miles Jones, again, he's a dude who, to me, 11 assists I would have never seen coming. So he's definitely brought a different part of his game out. Jules Henningberg has been a stud, super consistent. It's so tough to try to guard him. He's getting short stick defensive guys to guard him, and he just brings them down low and just absolutely murders them and just scores. I mean, someone's going to figure out what to do, but until then, there's no reason to tell me that Jules Henningberg's not going to continue just to fucking kill. Perkovic kind of had one good game, and then I put him at where he's at. And then after that, it's not too deep. Kyle Harrison, a couple goals, 3 goals in the season, yeah. But after that, nothing super crazy. LSM, John Sexton, can't complain. Not a stud, but not too bad. Defensively wise, it's been Epple, Sullivan, and Glaze. Glaze isn't a fantasy guy, but he's just he's a love to watch on the mic. Garrett, and by me Mike, I mean like mic'd up, not speaking wise. Garrett Epple has been, he's been your fantasy guy if you're doing defense, but for some reason it's nothing too crazy. And then when I say for some reason, I mean the reason is TD Erlin at 66%, 103 of 157 at faceoff. He has not missed a single fucking draw. Holy crap! Fucking Charlie Leonard 0 for 0. They say you get fucking nothing, man. Goalie wise, Tim Troutner, 58%. Can't complain. He's been good. He's a top 3 goaltender right now, in my opinion. At least top 4, probably top 3, maybe top 2. Rookie wise, it's Kyle Thornton, a defenseman, Charlie Leonard, a faceoff guy, and then TD Erlin, another faceoff guy. It's obviously been TD. And that's pretty much all the rosters overall. If you're wondering who's doing what and how everyone's doing, I'm excited to see the rest of the season. That's for sure. Week 7, we have the All-Star game coming up, and then Week 7 we've got the Friday. Atlas Chrome should be interesting. Archers Redwoods I think is gonna be a really good game. Water Dogs Whipsnakes is actually I think gonna be the game of the week. Just looking at that real quick. Chaos Chrome, whatever, and then Atlas Cannons, yeah, but those 2 Archers Redwoods is gonna be good, and then Water Dog Whipsnakes also one to look out for. Fuck man, 23 minutes. So if you have any idea about the PLL, I hope that I gave you a little rundown as to who's doing what and who's doing well and what you need to look out for and what games to look at. But I'm just excited for the rest of this shit, man. I'm super happy that I got this iPad. I'm super happy that I've been consistent with the podcast. I'm glad that I can put it out now both on YouTube without with pictures and shit like that. I think that's way easier than just watching me talk. And I've also been putting them out on Spotify, Apple, shit like that. So just consistency, man. That's really what's been helping me out. So maybe I'll soon get back into the putting it on Instagram and shit like that. But for the time being, fuck, man. Thank you if you listen along. Thank you if you just throw it on. Thank you if you just like, subscribe, whatever fuck it is, man. It doesn't really even matter to me who does it because I'm just doing this for me. But if you like them, thank God. I'm going to keep doing them. Fucking shout out to you for listening to this bullshit. God bless.